What is happening? Alright, let me... Can you hear me? Oh my goodness. You in there, Rick? Can you hear me? It's showing that you're saying something, man. I don't know what's going on. It was working literally 2 seconds ago. Discord, you're a peach. Disconnect and come right back in. I'm gonna restart Discord. Maybe that's the issue. I'll be right back. Lovely, ladies and gentlemen, lovely. Quite literally, not 10 seconds before the show, Discord was working fine. Got the intro going, and then the intro cut out. Tried to play the other intro, that didn't work. Then couldn't even hear my guest. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I think Discord just hates me. But we're restarting Discord. Oh, there's an update. Of course. Of course there's an update. Wonderful. You know, we're not doing shows or anything here. We don't have anything going on. After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah, no joke. Good grief. Novel Bro, Donkey Box. Going on, you guys. Cross Comics, just like you said. After this message, we'll be right back. So let's just see here. We'll go into the show chat. Can you hear me now? Oh my god. Did they reset my audio settings? Is that did that just happen live on air? With video, microphone, speakers. Oh my gosh. Let's try this. Can you hear me in here at all? Is that a thing? No, nothing. What in the world, ladies and gentlemen? Everything's turned on. Everything's plugged in. You guys can hear me. No, I'm not. Nothing's muted. Everything should be coming through. Let me check this. Oh my goodness. Why are you so awful, Discord? Okay. So I can hear me. Voice activity is on. They hear you too. Okay, but I can't hear you. Say something. See if it's not even registering on my OBS. I'm gonna no, don't exit. Good grief. No, they can't hear you. Sound setting. Why? Why me? See, again, anytime Ayrton doesn't show up, anytime the man doesn't show up, app, Discord set to default. Oh. Of course. Alright. Sorry, I have to work. Okay. Alright. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, while I try and figure this out live. Like, literally, he can attest, we were on air, not on air. You there, buddy? No. No. Oh my goodness. Is your microphone on? I mean, did you mute your microphone? I don't know. Let me test this. Okay, so that works.
There was a.
All right. Went to the waiting room again. Yeah, I saw you. I pulled you back in. There's no way your microphone's muted because I can get the intro music to play now. I don't know. Exit out of. Hold on. I'll send you a message on Discord. Exit out. Discord and jump back in. Maybe that'll work. I have no idea. I've restarted Discord. I can hear the intro music when I play it. The bots are still working. Well, the rhythm bot isn't for whatever reason. I give up. I give up. Why is everything? Why? Every time Ayrton is not here, it's exponentially worse as far as the audio quality and my general blood pressure. I don't know why. Quit Discord and restarting. All right. So hopefully he will be with us in just a moment. Novel Bro, do me a favor and jump in the show chat. Let me see if it's just him or if it's all of us. Somebody jump in the. No, he was working just fine right before we went live. As soon as we went live, everything went to shit. Just like the other night. I don't know if you guys remember that, but for some reason, Discord is just being a bitch and making me regret all of my choices. A lot of streamers seem to have issues with Discord. Yeah, it's absolutely cancer. It updated. It should be fine. My bots don't work. I'm about done with these bots. I don't know. All kind of weird stuff. It just decides to change on you. Yeah, absolutely. Just for no reason. For no reason whatsoever. But Novel Bro, yeah, if you're in the Discord, jump in the show chat. Let me see if, well, here's Cross. Here's Rick again. Rick. There
hey,
you are.
You
yes, we can hear you. We are good to go. 10 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have audio for both people. Thanks, Novel Bro. I don't know what the deal is. I hate everything, but I appreciate you jumping in.
Not a problem at all. I'm just thinking, I just immediately started thinking, like, maybe he has the same problem I had to start out with. Just had to look to see maybe he could have the push to speak thing going on there.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just Discord being cancer. Discord being Corona channel.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Have you been following the coronavirus outbreak at all, Rick?
No.
Oh man.
I know it's happening. That's about it.
I have been.
And I think. Go ahead.
I have been attached to that since I don't know, what is it? Saturday of last week.
Oh yeah.
Well, Saturday almost 2 weeks ago now, I guess. But yeah, ever since late January, probably the 23rd or something, I've been following that, and it looks more and more like a game of Plague Inc. every day.
Lovely.
But that is not the sole topic of the show this evening. Tonight, we are here to look at the Canadian Shield, who has 2 days left on this backing campaign here, and you're doing pretty well. You got $920 US, which I mean,
Yeah.
that's like what, $14 Canadian?
Yeah. Actually, no, more than that. You
Is
got to
it?
remember, it takes more money to make.
All right.
It takes more Canadian money to make American money. So
Man,
that's like what 20,000. That's like 20,000 Canadian.
I gotta know who. I gotta know who Trudeau upset to make his money like worth less than ours. But
I don't know. Trudeau's a bum, as far as I'm concerned.
I think that's.
I was hoping we'd get.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was hoping we'd get him out of office like last October when we had our elections, but it didn't happen.
Well,
but he's a minority government now, so less power.
Well, here's the thing. This is a year of Brexit, so all things are possible.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to screw up a bunch in the next year and a half, and we're going to go to the elections early, and hopefully we'll get him out, or he'll have even less of a minority.
Well, there you go.
Slowly wheedle away at his power.
Well, that's about all you can do once they've been in authority for so long.
Actually, he only did 4 years.
Really? It feels like he's been in power for like 50 years.
Yeah, I know. You might be thinking of his dad. His dad was in power. I'm not sure.
Oh, right, Castro. Yeah.
Oh, the different dad.
Oh, okay.
Pierre Trudeau. He was in office like, I don't know, 40 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
My mom would know. And I think he was in for like 8 years or something like that. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have the restriction that you guys do.
Oh, the term limits.
Yeah, the 2-term limits.
Well, if we didn't have term limits, I'm pretty sure we'd still be rolling Roosevelt's corpse out there every year and electing him.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Canadian Shield. You've got 2 days left to go. Off air, we were discussing your plans. I'm not going to give any of that away. That'll be up to you if you want to divulge what your plans going forward are. But I wanted to have you on to kind of here at the end of the first round of your campaign, and we can talk about pretty much anything you want to in regard to the book or comics or anything going on, the general happening.
Yeah. Oh. Well, maybe one thing to play for them is a couple of the videos that are there. There's a few, 2 or 3 videos in that.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely pull those up. Let me get that set here. I do want to take a moment and pull up the link for the last episode we did together, so anybody that missed that will be able to go and check it out. Also, I can... there we go. I'll get that. So anybody that missed the last episode we did with Mr. Rick Piper, you can find it there. I just dropped the link down in the chat. I'll have it in the description by the end of the show here. But to start off with, like you said, we do have some videos on the campaign itself. So let's start off by looking at one of those.
All right, yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, I've got it right here on the first page. The one that just starts out with the Canadian Shield. I'm going to go ahead and hit play right now.
Hello, my name is Rick Piper, the creator and owner of Cross Comics, and all which it entails, some of which is my characters Electide, the Wiz, Ozona, Insecto, the Flame, Snowdrift. But the one that I want to start it all off with, that I want to bring it to you today, is the Canadian Shield. He is from a time long ago. He's been brought into the present. He's given a suit with fantastic powers, and that suit is from the future. Thus, where the past, the present, and the future collide because the suit and him are in the here and the now. So, take a read as you look down. Hopefully you will be very much interested. This is a great project to get into. It's not just the birth of a character, it's the birth of a universe. The Crossverse of Cross Comics.
All right. So you mentioned before you had several characters just waiting to go in this universe, and that kind of gives you an idea of some of them there.
Yeah.
So of those characters, aside from the Canadian Shield, which one do you think would be maybe your second pick or a favorite or whatever?
Oh, well, the second one to come out is going to be my character Snowdrift.
Okay.
I already have the order and all that picked. I've had that for like 20 years picked. My order for them to come out in.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go. So Snowdrift, obviously that sounds like an ice powers type character. Are we talking more Killer Frost, or are we talking more Mr. Freeze or Iceman?
Probably going to be somewhere between Killer Frost and Iceman, I'd say.
Okay. So no cold gun in the immediate future.
No, well, not for her, anyways.
So that does lead me to an aside. What is it with DC and giving characters like superpowered guns?
I have no idea. I guess it's easier than trying to figure out how they get their powers.
Well, yeah.
It's like Stan Lee, I think, said, doing the whole mutant thing. It's a cop out, but it works.
It does.
Giving a guy a gun to shoot fire or ice or cold or whatever. It's a quick, easy cop out. He steals the gun, so you don't have to tell anybody anything beyond that.
Well, I never looked into it, but I really should. I wonder, did Captain Cold steal his gun from Mr. Freeze?
Not from what I know, but could have happened for sure.
Or maybe they just didn't know that they were creating a character that already existed.
Yeah. Well, one's Batman, one's the Flash, so two different.
Yeah.
I think at the time when they were creating them.
Yeah, back in the Silver Age, before everybody worked together and had crossovers every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Magneto was defeated by a wooden gun. That's a valid point there, Chad.
Yeah. There's one that could defeat Magneto now, an ice gun. They're made nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally made out of ice, of course, is what I mean.
A plastic one, you print one on a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Magneto versus the Liberator. That's All right, so we've got. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, can Magneto do anything against Obsidian? You make like arrows out of them and just catch them out of nowhere like a little pigman.
It depends on, if there's metal concentration in the obsidian. If it's just straight glass, then no. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, but if it has like the smallest traces of metal in it, he can manipulate it. At least those particles of metal. So it really
magnetic.
Go ahead.
Well, and actually, it's more magnetic metal. If it's not a magnetic metal, he can't control it.
No, he has been shown to be able to manipulate other metals that aren't necessarily known as magnetic. At certain point,
I didn't know that.
But that's more of a new Magneto is Omega level mutant kind of person.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like they showed him pulling the iron out of somebody's body or something in a comic book one time, and then they basically copied that in a movie where they had someone drink something that had metal in it, and Magneto was able to pull that out of their body, and it was almost like mercury or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was isn't iron magnetic? I thought it was.
Iron is, yes, but they've had him do like aluminum and stuff like that, and
Oh.
they've made note that it had to be like plastic. It couldn't be like aluminum or non-magnetic metals because the name was kind of a farce at certain points. But that came in the age of, and this is kind of getting off topic here, but it really brings me back around to a major gripe that I've had for a long time with comic book characters is that after you've written them for so long, you basically have to break down what they are and rebuild it from the ground up in order to tell a new story. Because if I'm not mistaken, Magneto was originally not even a mutant. Wasn't he like one of the Marvel monsters?
Not to. Well, I could be wrong. I don't know my history on Marvel as much as DC, but as far as I know, not he was originally a mutant because he first appeared in the X-Men, didn't he, back in the 60s?
I'm not sure. For some reason, I feel like there was a Magneto character in an old like Marvel Monsters book.
Yeah, there might have been somebody similar to them, and that maybe that's where you get the idea too.
I mean, there can't be that many degrees of separation between that Magneto and the Magneto that we're aware of.
No, well, I mean, I know Groot was originally a monster from Planet X. He was the king of his race or whatever, and then they just kind of co-opted him into being like this Guardian of the Galaxy character.
Oh yeah.
But I never actually bought it, but I thumbed through this big omnibus that. Well, thanks, Tank Ferret. Good to see you guys. It seems like you brought a couple of people to the show tonight.
Yeah, so Tank's a good guy. Chad's a good guy too.
All right. Yeah, good to see you guys. Be sure to hang out. If you guys want to jump in the Discord, let us know. We'll get a link out there for you. If you want to call in and ask some questions or ask some questions in the chat, feel free to. We'll address those. But
I have a question.
go for it. Novel Bro, Rick Piper, Novel Bro. This is it's a good buddy of ours. He hangs out. He's been with us since day one. So
Awesome.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you.
And I suppose I might as well get the question out the way before I sidetrack the show any longer. I noticed that one of your characters there has bat wings. I'd like to ask, how long ago was that drawn? And I think there might be a chance that you might have done a little Nostradamus and done a prophetic move there, like the.
Okay, which character are you talking about exactly?
It's got a cape that looks like it's got bat wings.
On my website, you mean?
Yeah, that's the one. I noticed that in the video when you were rifling through all these like character models that were.
Okay. Oh, on there. Might have been. I have one called Dragon Breath. So. That might. That's right near the end, and they go real fast. They're like about up for like a tenth of a second each.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels there with the coronavirus in China. Not joking. Bat wings, talking about dragons, and well, Chinese are all big on their dragons.
Yeah, they do
talking
go
about
by
immense speed, and you're like,
no, come back.
Yeah, but they're about to go by even faster here in a second.
Oh, let me. I can. Let's see. Playback speed. I can slow it down. I can slow it down. Here we go.
He's actually doing it.
I have,
fucking madman.
I have the technology.
Playback speed?
Yep. That guy? The one with the red helmet and the red wings? Novel Bro?
Yes. 100%. Yes.
So who is that? Rick?
That one, the one with Aslan. There was Black Book, but that one there is Blood Oath.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I know it's not the main topic of the evening, but my Discord has been putting up with my obsession with this coronavirus thing since it started. I actually had to make a subtext channel so I'd stop spamming other boards with my sheer and utter panic and constant updates of, hey, check it out, we're all gonna die. But I've always been a big fan of the post-apocalyptic media and stuff like that. Stephen King's Stand was one of those books and TV series that I latched onto when I was really young because my grandmother. And Blood Oath does look cool. He kind of reminds me of like Asbat, the Azrael Batman from the days where Batman was broken. And I've always kind of liked that idea of, an armored superhero who doesn't just like get punched in silk and latex. But
this guy's a villain.
Well, just rain on my parade. Maybe he's just misunderstood. It's not like you designed him or developed him or anything, Rick. Come on.
No, not at all.
So he's a villain. Does he happen to hail from East Asia? What are his thoughts on bat soup?
I don't know. It's gonna go with that.
I'm kidding, obviously. Dude, don't let your Chinese overlords take us off the air. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the second video with the figure as the main thumbnail here. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up. I'll pause it and get it full screen. Everybody, let me know when you're ready. 24 seconds long here.
Yeah, go ahead. This one's quick and fun.
Let me make sure I don't still have okay, playback speed is normal. That would be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, it's a raven! No, it's a plane! Wait, this is the wrong hero. Oh well, it may be the wrong hero, but he does all that anyways. This is the Canadian Shield!
That is fantastic. Oh, you've got the 3D model up here too, right? Is that what this is? A video of?
Yeah. That's like I don't know, 10-second one.
Okay, I'll just play that one. It's 14 seconds, but
I like it.
The rotation of the 3D model that the figure will be based on.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so awesome. It amazes me how far that technology has come just in my lifetime alone. Back in the day, the idea of 3D printing, like would Shaq play as a Canadian? I mean, that wouldn't be the worst casting. He played Steel. And they had very similar costumes.
I don't think Shaq's tall enough. He's not big enough, and he's not Native American. Although, what does that matter nowadays?
It's current year, yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it.
They just like to replace anybody with anybody,
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they like to replace redheads with African Americans, and nobody talks about it. Redheaded characters are now pretty much exclusively black characters on television shows.
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl, Wally West in The Flash.
Starfire,
yeah. And she's not even like traditionally redheaded. She's an alien.
Yeah, but her hair is red, right?
Right, yeah.
She's orange. she's orange and got red hair. So
Wait, is this Trump's long lost daughter? Is that what we're finding out here?
orange girl bad?
I guess so. Orange girl was bad. They had to change it. I don't know.
Is she Irish?
I don't think so. I forget her native race off the top of my head, but it ain't Homo sapien.
Shame. She could have been a good waifu.
She can still be a good waifu. I'm pretty sure she came here legally. I mean, at least as legally as a superhero can. Nobody's gonna tell her to get out. They'll just get disintegrated.
She ain't got shit on Margot Lane though.
That's a deep cut there, Rick. Have you ever have you ever seen or heard any of the old Shadow radio shows?
I've heard of them. I don't think I actually ever watched any of them
We used to
or listened to them. I guess.
we used to do a segment on Wednesday when we didn't have constant, updates and content to talk about or Corona chat. We used to do a segment on Wednesdays where we'd listen to some old radio shows that were in the public domain because of how old they were and the companies that developed them were defunct. And the Shadow is, I'm guessing you're familiar with the character as a whole.
Yeah.
Well, his trusty companion Margot Lane. She existed in the radio show basically to just be a folly.
Margot Lane. I wonder any relation to Lois Lane.
That's and what's let me put on my
point.
let me put on my Seinfeld here. What's the deal with LLs? Superman, look at it. Lana Lang, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, anybody?
Lori, there's the mermaid too that Superman dated for a while.
Yeah.
Lori something. Lemurs or something.
Siegel and Schuster, one of them had a thing for a chick with LL initials, and it really showed.
Well, if you there's a Heritage commercial here in Canada where one of them is up here in. I'm not sure whether he's up here or down there, but I think he's coming up to Toronto. And the person he's talking to, his name is Lois. It's his aunt. So that's probably where he got the name Lois for Lois Lane, anyway.
Okay. I don't know, Lois Lane. That's been one of the characters that I feel like they've kind of like, even though she's progressed over the years, and obviously with first, second, third, eighth wave feminism coming through, she's become a much more independent and strong character. But they've never really deviated from her initial typecasting. Like, she was always one of those characters that went against the grain of the social norms as far as women were concerned. She was always an investigative reporter. She was always getting herself into trouble.
Yeah.
And, she never...
And Superman was always having to save her.
Right. And that's one thing that they've always kind of felt stayed pretty true to, I think. And they've never really made me look at Lois Lane and go, really? Like, really? Now, in Deceased, we discussed that this past weekend. In Deceased, she punches Lex Luthor for something, but it's completely out of character. But that's more of a writer's choice. As the character itself, I feel like the character has always been pretty true to form. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
In regard to the Canadian Shield, is there a love interest?
There will be. I'm not sure. The character is going to be, we'll say, introduced within the first year of the comics. But when they get together as a couple, I'm not sure yet.
Okay. All right. So a little something to look into, a little mystery, a little romance in the upcoming future for the Canadian Shield. Every good hero needs a love interest to just kind of screw them up all the time.
Yeah.
But so let's see. We went through the campaign again in the last episode. The link is in the chat there. I will put it
Yeah.
in the description right now before I forget.
I think there's a couple new pictures at the bottom too.
Oh man.
Yes, you'll have organs, Chad.
Where will those organs be though?
Inside her body.
That's still ambiguous. We could still be looking at an organs in the bus situation, which I mean it's fine. But first appearance.
And in their proper places in the body too.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll see how people handle that. I'm sure there will be someone out there telling you you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure, for sure.
But I mean,
I'm in a little bit of a. Oh, sorry. I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. I might need to hop out the call.
what was that?
Sorry, I might need to hop out the call because I appear to have a nosebleed.
Oh, yeah, go handle that.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hop back as soon as this shit.
You're good, man.
stops.
Take your time.
All right, continue on and have fun, guys. I'll just.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, the usual co-host Ayrton is playing at a bar this evening. So that's what I was griping about in the beginning of the show. Like usually, like when he's not here, everything just goes to hell. I don't know why. I really don't like it. It's trying to tell me that the meme of him being fired it can never be a reality because the show will just literally disintegrate without him. The fact that I can even put anything on without him here is a miracle, apparently. Even though he calls in from a rotary phone. So I've got the. It looks like this is the new image here, or the first couple of new images here. First thing I'm seeing is him getting the suit.
What I'm seeing on thing isn't. It's down a little bit further.
Oh no!
Further.
Yeah, there's a delay. Oh, is this not the first? Okay.
It's not the one with the skull in it.
Oh, okay.
On the table.
That's the next one, though.
Yes.
I was just looking at the image of the people like holding the suit behind him.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that before, but the guy's like his boots are bigger than the scientist's head. That gives you an idea of the scale. So he's now in the suit, standing in some lava.
Yeah, it's below that one. The next two pages.
Oh, where he's with the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you see him walking across like 3 panels there.
Yeah.
And then
trying to show some passage of time.
Yeah. And then I really love the coloring in this. Like the progression of colors really works. Because he really pops off where he's red, but then you kind of show that night's kind of overcast him and the fire's gone out by blending his color a little closer to the backdrop color, and then he buckles up in his cape.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not too much extra, but as I get more and more pages and stuff like that gets done through, the month, I got a couple more pages up for Braver. Hopefully, he will have a few more done in the next couple of weeks. Okay. I'd like them all to be colored before the end of the campaign. I'm hoping, anyways. That way, while I'm getting the money in my bank account from Indiegogo, I can get it all lettered. Send it. George Peters has offered to make sure everything's set right for the printers,
Right.
George Peter Gatsis.
The doing the formatting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Man, so it's coming together. How has this experience been for you as far as creating a comic book? This is your first, like, from start to finish, created project, if I'm not mistaken?
Sort of. I did this, like, I drew it up like 10 years ago or something. Maybe not less than that. I'm not sure. I drew it up once. I got better at my drawing ability, so I decided to redraw it in September.
Okay.
And I took a couple months to draw it up on my show, and that's been good. Sharing it with everybody, trying to get them excited for when it came out. Didn't have quite as big of a launch as I would have liked, but I'm making it way through. It is a little frustrating, I must admit, going slow, but at least it's going.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, man. I feel
Yeah,
a lot of people talk about their overnight success and whatnot, and I feel really happy for people like that when they have it in regard to whatever it is they do, whether it be their YouTube channel or their project or their crowdfund or whatever. But and
yeah,
it can be definitely frustrating where you sit down and you're like, okay, so this guy just showed up. The first time I've heard of him, he makes a YouTube channel and he immediately has like 10,000 people. And
yeah,
you've been plugging along for a year and you're still under 300. But you know what? What I've learned is that those 300 people are more dedicated and they are more, they're a general better quality of people than an overnight 10,000 will ever be. And
yeah,
it speaks volumes in that, like a couple of good loyal fans that will show up and support your work and just be there with you and give you honest criticism and kind of help move your project along, whatever it be.
yeah,
That's worth more than numbers any day of the week.
for sure. And the thing is, I've already started working on number 2.
Right. And that's the thing. Like as this starts to grow, and as people start to get acclimated to your characters and your universe, these projects will go quicker and quicker, and word will spread, and there will be opportunity.
Yeah,
And hopefully, I'm not sure what you've got planned, but hopefully there'll be opportunities for people that discover that later to get in on issue 1, maybe a second printing or a variant.
yeah,
However you do that, but and that's something that I'm seeing, and it was one of my main concerns with crowdfund because usually in a standard comic book, if let's just say Batman for example, that's just the staple most people go to for a standard of measurement. Uh, if you started reading New 52 Batman, but you missed, I don't know, the first 2 volumes, the first 12 issues, you could just go buy them in a
yeah,
trade. And I was concerned with Comicsgate because you don't know if that creator is going to make that work available again. Some people
yeah,
actually sell off the exclusivity of the first project, while others are more than willing to create variants and make their books available again. So that's one thing that bothers me is
yeah,
because on certain incomes you can only afford to back so many things so often.
yeah. And that's one thing I do plan to try and do some overprint of one of the covers, my cover.
Yeah.
You know, uh, and eventually they're going to be I'm going to have them for sale on my website. Yeah,
Right.
it's a little cheaper, but it might end up being a little cheaper, but they're not going to get all the stuff that all
Right.
the extras or whatever they might be, because I'm going to try and throw a couple extra little things in. I don't know what yet, for people, and 25 bucks, 25 bucks is a lot,
Well, yeah,
so,
but at the same time, I mean, I like the idea of getting in on that ground floor level, getting in on the level where
Yeah.
you feel like you actually helped contribute to a project instead of just bought a book.
Yeah,
And I,
yeah, you're right. They're going to have the knowledge that they helped actually make this come true for you.
right. Well, one thing, there's a creator out there, Knuckle Pepper Studios. They did Tales from Nerosville, and one of the things you could do was back at a level where you could put an advertisement in the book. And
Yeah, I had him on my show. I actually drew up his Lightning Gun character.
yeah, I did a review for those, and we had him on as well. And that was one of the first times I had seen that. But I think that's a good way for the future. Creators can work together, and you can almost like the old school Image days. Everyone should network and kind of have that kind of repertoire, because I don't think anybody would mind, a page or two of ads in the back or in the middle of a book where,
Yeah, because most people are used to that with comic books,
right, but
That,
with these you can have it set up to where, hey, say creator number one is putting a book out and creator number two is planning a campaign for a year after that book comes out. Well, there's no reason that creator number two couldn't work out something where they could advertise in that book. Now,
yeah,
obviously, it's not going to work out for everybody, and we all know that people can't get along with one another. It's human nature. But
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately.
when Tales from Nerosville come out, everybody that backed that's going to see an ad for the YouTube channel here.
Well, cool.
And that's invaluable to me, because if I'm still doing this in 2 or 3 years and the channel's still going, somebody that picks that book up for the first time in 2 or 3 years out of a quarter bin somewhere, or borrows it from a friend, they're going to see Rick is supporting
The ad for your.
yeah, for the channel, right? And that's one more person that's exposed to this that may never have been. And the fact that it's in print, that's what makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have loved to get in on that. I was wanting to do that, but I couldn't afford it, unfortunately.
I understand that. That was the point I was kind of getting to before I rambled on. But working class guys, we've only got so much money, and the short term nature of crowd funds is one of the things that concerned me. So the fact that people
Yeah.
are thinking ahead and they're like, okay, I'm going to get some overprint. I'm going to offer a second printing at the different cover. I'm going to. The people are thinking about and tackling these issues. I really, it makes me happy that this is not just a flash in the pan where people are just trying to get a couple of bucks off of a project while the getting's good, and not really giving it, like most people that I've talked to, regardless of their own like personal situation with the Comicsgate hashtag or any of the major creators or anything that are involved with it, they're all united by the fact that, at least in my opinion, most of the ones we've talked to have been all about their book.
Yeah.
And
That's one of my main.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say that's one of my main things. My main thing is to get off of crowdfunding as fast as possible, because it's a short-term success thing,
Yeah.
If I can have ongoing books, done by authors, and have 400 or 500 people buying them a month, each comic,
Yeah.
that's going to pay for it. That hopefully that'll pay for stuff and eventually more. My dream has always been to compete with DC and Marvel.
Yeah. It's a long road to get to, but I mean, many companies have done it, and there's no reason that anyone can't. I mean, that's one of the great things about a capitalist government and a product. You just have to make sure you have a product that people want. And I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. Once you get rolling and start rolling this stuff out, you seem like the kind of guy that would listen to the fans, that would, create. If you've got the story you want to tell, and I'm sure there's people out there that want to read it. Hell, I want to read it. But it's not an unachievable goal, especially considering that Marvel and DC in the last few years have just come so far down because they've lost that first thing we were talking about. Those creators don't care about the books and the characters that they're writing.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, they have, you know, years of history behind these characters. You know, you can't just go out and change them and expect
Right.
the fans that you've been with you 20, 30 years not to get upset.
Right.
You know, and that doesn't give anybody any right to treat anybody badly. At least, you know, maybe the companies badly, but not the people, the individuals.
Well, no, and I don't. You know, I don't. I've been known to take my pot shots at people, and I'm going to continue to do so. But at the same time, I don't
Yeah,
just berate someone for their work on a character or something like that. I'll take
yeah,
a I'll have a laugh at Rob Liefeld every now and again because, well, Rob Liefeld is a goober.
yeah.
You know, I'll have
You
my
get a you get.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say you get a good laugh at somebody and their stupid mistake, and then go on.
Right. You know, I'm not trying to stand out here and say that even though Rob Liefeld has seemingly swiped art for panels from photos, everyone's done that in the industry at one point or another, it feels like. At least under a big two company. You know, you've got these deadlines that are pretty much just unfeasible. Like, you've got a couple of weeks to complete a project that's 3 months out, and nobody, like, you have to buy it before you even know what it looks like. That's another good thing about this indie comics thing. Like, you get to see the book from its conception. You get an idea of what you're getting into well before you ever have to put a dollar on it. So if it's not your
Yeah,
thing, you haven't already bought it and put it in a pull list.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm rambling on. Feel free to just dismantle the conversation if you have any points you want to make
Yeah.
or anything you want to bring up, by all means.
Well, usually the people that got a pull list, it's stuff that they know they're gonna like or they liked in the past. Like if you been buying Batman for 20 years, to have him on your pull list, makes sense. Now, if they're coming out with a new character, maybe not so much. You might want to check that out, ahead of time.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that, but at the same time, like, you have issues such as Batman being replaced by Azrael. Well, that was a
Yeah,
Batman title, so people that didn't,
yeah,
people that wanted to read Bruce Wayne, they were kind of up in the air. Same thing with
yeah,
what is it, Superior Spider-Man, where Peter Parker's body was taken over by Doc Ock.
yeah, yeah. But all that stuff is usually meant for gimmicks for, I think, a year or something like that for both of those.
Something like that.
I forget how.
The only one that I ever had to experience firsthand because I was just into comics. I didn't dive into the history of them, and I wasn't as up to date on the previews and everything as I should have been. But luckily, I got an easy one when Hal Jordan went crazy as Parallax and was replaced by Kyle Rayner for a short amount of time.
Oh yeah, I
That
remember that. Well,
that yeah, that was a good one, at least in my opinion. I like Kyle Rayner as a Green Lantern, even his crab mask.
yeah,
I love the crab mask.
yeah, I like him. That's when I actually got started on reading Green Lantern with him becoming Green Lantern. I figured it was a good start on point, you know. So he's actually pretty much become my favorite Green Lantern.
I'd have to go with Guy Gardner on that one.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that makes him one of my favorite ones is, he's the artist as well. So, all the constructs that he would make.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about the Green Lantern character that I feel like no matter, and to circle back to an earlier point, Green Lantern's one of those characters that's a legacy, but they don't have to do everything with Hal Jordan. You had Hal Jordan, who was your fighter pilot, boxing gloves and baseball bat constructs. And then you had Kyle Rayner, like you were saying, as an artist. So he would have like fully fleshed out knights. He could conjure up a motorcycle that was actually functional. You had John Stewart, who was a military engineer. He could conjure up guns that actually fired.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner, I like him just because of his personality, not really. His construct game was a little weak, but he did get punched in the face by Batman.
Yeah, I remember that one punch knocked out.
Yep. But yeah, that was a good arc for Guy. He had a lot of personal growth. You don't take lightly getting hit in the face by Batman.
For sure. Yeah, also, John Stewart was a architect, or became an architect.
Right.
So
Right.
he might be close to Kyle on the too for artistic wise, but his is building stuff. So
I just always remember him for his guns and cannons and stuff. Like that was just.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Hello.
oh, you're back. Is everything cleared up? What have I told you about doing massive amounts of cocaine before the show novel, bro?
If only that was the case. I should be a lot happier about this than I am. It's been a while.
I mean, you would think, but no. I've never seen anyone who's happy on cocaine. They wanted more cocaine when they were on the cocaine. But
Sounds about right.
That was a joke. Go ahead.
Is that why Coca-Cola is so addictive?
That is correct. Yes. Back in the day, they did actually it did have trace amounts of cocaine in it.
Yeah, it had I think it still has a coke extract, a cocaine extract.
It does. It's just not the drug part of it. It's just part of the flavor.
Yeah.
They use some of the leaf extract as flavoring, I believe, or at least a synthetic version of it.
Yeah.
But, no.
Yeah.
No. We were talking about a pull list a little earlier. If you had a pull list today, what would be on that pull list?
I have no idea because I'm not sure what's going on in them. Probably Green Lantern. I like Green Lantern. I know. Probably Spidey. Soups.
I did like the dynamic between Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne. I never liked Damian as a character, but the Super Sons dynamic was really good. Rebirth actually gets a lot of flack, and Tom King's Batman it left a lot to be desired, but DC's Rebirth wasn't as bad as a lot of people want to make it out to be. I just don't know why they killed the Rebirth branding halfway through the run.
Yeah. I think what the worst one was the new 52, the new 52 branding when they did that.
Yeah.
And then they went into Rebirth. It was all the continuity mess ups.
Well, like I said, Superman losing the trunks was the worst thing to ever happen to the character. I'll fight people over that. Yeah. A lot of people love the new suit with no trunks, and I'm like, no, it's wrong. It feels wrong, and you should feel bad for liking it. He wears the underwear outside the pants.
Yeah. I don't think I did many characters. I don't think I've created many characters like that with the trunks outside.
Well,
the pants.
I mean, you don't have to, but that's a nod to the old school like strongman and wrestling outfits because that's what Superman's initial costume was modeled after, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Chad Middleton in the chat brings up the Dark Knight Metal is cool. I like that series. I am getting tired of alternate Earth like I'm I don't know. I'm sure you remember because you've been in comics longer than I have. But Elseworlds and What Ifs,
Yeah.
I loved those. I really hate
Yeah.
that that's become a staple in mainstream comic continuity. Like you have to have a what if type story every so often, or else Beetlejuice shows up or whatever the hell.
Yeah. What I was going to say. Well, I think Elseworlds is. They're both good, but I think Elseworlds is a bit different because it completely takes a new scenario. What if just says, oh, what if this decision happened? Literally also making a quote unquote new universe for them to put in.
Well, yeah, and
Which is just slightly different than the original.
well, I always wanted to go to the universe where Jack Kirby and Stan Lee were members of the Fantastic Four.
Did we live in it?
Basically. Basically. Oh man. But no. So
who knows what timeline we're in anymore?
We're in a very strange timeline, novel bro. Right now,
Weirdest timeline.
I'm pretty sure the coronavirus has won the Iowa caucus. I have no idea or no concept of what's going on with our current political discourse anymore. We have no semblance of understanding with anyone. We can't. Oh, Dillard's awake now. He can join. You good with bringing Dillard on for a little while?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Get in here, Dillard. What are you doing?
Excellent.
Let me. I guess he probably needs a link. Somebody didn't stay in the Discord. There you go. Yeah, jump on in, buddy.
Damn. At least now I can die in peace.
Well, you got Brexit novel, bro. You could have died in peace last week.
Happy man.
You could have died in peace last week. But no, you got to see it through, man.
Corona hit the UK as well.
Oh yeah, the same day. You couldn't just wait like a week to start killing off the UK. No. No, I'm pretty sure Merkel just snuck some in from Germany into the UK because you guys left and she couldn't.
Although we've got Sadiq Khan, we could easily look the blame on.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Chad's starting to get hyped because Dillard's in the house. When you get in the server, John, just jump in the waiting room and I'll pull you in.
It will be the most pivotal tag team clap out I will ever engage in.
What?
I will tag out as soon as they arise in.
Novel bro got corona. I told him to just start taking baths in scotch as soon as he found out that it was in the UK because apparently alcohol kills the virus. So
I tried. I kept on drinking to Sunday.
But now you can go ahead and bounce out, man. Dillard will be in here in a minute. I think I can man the stream for about 4 minutes by myself.
Yeah, but only 4 minutes.
Only 4 minutes. Anything beyond that, the Discord audio goes. I can't get the theme song to play.
I was 4 minutes. I'm on my station in the meantime.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. Apparently, like I said, without somebody to anchor the show with, I'd just that Discord just like, nope, you're not doing it by yourself. You suck.
In fact, I think I know why I got the nosebleed.
Why?
You were being a bit nosy?
Oh, God.
Oh, no, there's many multiple meanings now at Discord, man.
I was wondering where the bad puns were going to come from tonight. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that.
I know the reason why is Phil is because I didn't get an erection, man.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. Well, I will send you off in pure fashion here. Let's go ahead and cue this up.
He could also be too far up in the some stadium in those nosebleed sections.
No, I know what he's talking about.
I mean, forgetting the nosebleed.
Like sweet music to my ears.
All right, so
I can feel myself getting better already.
You gotta scroll down. You gotta scroll down on the side, Jailer, to find waiting room.
This church is giving me life once again.
that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. Jump in any BC, Dillard, and I can pull you in. Just any voice channel you see, except the Coliseum, because the Novel Bro will jump in. I don't know how that'll go. I'll jump in too and mute and just let you guys do whatever happens in there. I don't want any part of it.
Oh yeah, that place is yet to be baptized in blood, so let's avoid the Coliseum for now.
There he is. All right, Novel Bro, have a good one, buddy.
Alright, stay safe, and I am tagging.
Get out of here. All right. John Dillard. Dillard Draws. Welcome to the show, sir.
Where the hood at?
The hood is apparently in Canada.
There we go. I'm sorry. I had 4 things planned. I wasn't planning on coming back in here. I didn't get any sleep, so I went to bed as soon as I got home. Now I'm awake and ready for the next day of work.
Yeah, that happens to me almost nightly. After I get off of here, I'm going to be up till 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm going to work for a little while, and then I'm going to take an hour or 2 nap and go back to work at 7. And then I'll do the same thing again tomorrow. It's
terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty awful, but it makes money.
That's what it was important,
But anyway, we've been discussing DC Comics and the Canadian Shield and the Cross Universe. Dillard will save Comicsgate. I believe that. I don't know that.
That's the whole point, right? That's why we're here.
I mean, I thought we were here to appease the Cult of Raven.
No. Comicsgate's floundering. It's flopping around like a starving fish out of water. I'm here to save it.
I mean,
Rick's gonna save it.
I mean, I can
even if you have to kick it back in.
That's right. That's right. Have you kept?
Sometimes you got to put it back in the water. You got to gently rub it back and forth to get that water running over its gills.
Yeah.
It'll start flapping again.
Either that, or you throw it on the grill and cook it and eat it to gain its power. But so
precious calories.
When
how do I share my camera?
It's Discord.
Or can I?
I think you can, but I have no idea how to.
Yeah, I don't know how to either.
Not on Discord. You can do it on. You can do it on StreamYard. I guess I need to just start paying for that until Discord to buzz off.
Or just use Hangouts. It's free.
Man, Hangouts is the worst now. I don't know. You can't use Hangouts on air anymore. That's what I was initially going to stream on, and then they took it away the day I started streaming. It was awful.
Oh, lovely.
I literally the first day I had
you nerd.
Yeah, that's right. It does. So you said that Comicsgate's floundering. What do you think of the Expendables book that your boy Zach launched on what was it, 2 days ago?
I want to be perfectly honest. I'm super jazzed about that. I just don't know to what extent he's involved.
I think he's.
It seems like it says Chuck Dixon writer.
Yeah.
And then it says Richard C. Meyer script?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't get it. So I don't know.
Well, maybe Dixon wrote the maybe he wrote the script for the original idea, and it's becoming a comic book. So Meyer's scripting it. I don't know. That'd be something interesting.
Oh,
to
like
look into.
he's doing one of those superstar moves where like he just puts the outline and somebody else goes in and actually writes the script.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, Chuck Dixon can do that, right?
I like. Yeah, he can. Yeah, I like the way that Richard C. Meyer actually writes. Remember that old Simpsons episode where Bart's signing all the yearbooks, and then he's some girl's walking away and it says, "See ya, he writes the way people talk." like, that's the way Richard writes. I love the way he writes. He writes exactly like just people having a conversation in the garage.
Yeah, it is very natural. I've got to get his books, man. I came in a little bit late to the game, and I just after Christmas.
Well, I only got the first one, and I actually liked it. So, but I'm kind of a dummy. Everybody says it's a book for dummies, and it's not very good. Well, I'm a dummy, and I liked it.
Yeah, I mean that's what matters. Novel Bro's going off in the chat. Fantastic. He's apparently challenging Chuck Dixon to a chess boxing. I don't even know what that is, but I'd watch it. I don't care.
Boxing while playing.
I'm sending you a picture in your Twitter.
Okay.
Right. And the picture that I'm sending you is a page that I'm currently working on.
All right.
It's a double page splash for the buckler, and normally I charge like about $400 for a double page splash, but I will be giving this away to anybody that backs the Canadian Shield at the 350 level.
Ooh.
The 350? Don't you mean the 300?
Whatever, 300. Thanks for correcting me again, Rick.
You're welcome.
Rick, what you should have done there is just gone into the campaign and up the tier $50. Either that
or whatever the tier is where you get the figurine.
Yeah. Oh.
If anybody backs at that tier, I'll be giving away that double page splash.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's pretty. Let's get that up in the thing here.
It says 1 round of chess, 1 round of boxing, 3 rounds of each. Chess boxing, ladies.
I'm down. I want to see how McGregor does at this.
See, that's the reason I never box. I get winded. But if I could take a break and play some chess, hey, I'll be a boxer.
There you go.
Yeah, I think the round of boxing should come before chess.
The round of boxing should come first. That way I can just knock somebody out first round, and I don't got to bother with making a fool of myself playing chess.
That's right.
Either that or it'd be very hard playing the chess.
Come on.
Half knocked out.
Why have you got to be difficult, Dillard? Why has your image got to come here where I can't just directly link it? Damn it.
Oh, I don't know. You're the one that uses Discord for YouTube.
Look, a lot of people use Discord for YouTube, sir. Sir.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
I know.
This lady that says Aaron McCartney.
Oh,
she got 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, that's my co-host. I think you know that. Why are you being so bad, Dillard? He's not here.
I'm not saying he does. I'm saying the lady, the shadowing on her face looks like 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just the shading, man. Just the shading. It does. Now I can't unsee it. Why you gotta do that?
Yeah. The lady on the bottom too, the one that's yelling, she got it too.
I can't unsee it now. Why are you so awful? You just come in here and mess every. You know what? I can't have you on anymore. You ruin everything.
Okay, you gotta recolor now.
Another one bites the dust.
There we go. I got the.
Oh, you're showing my actual camera now.
No, that's what? I think you can do that. I just don't know how. I think there's a there's a feature in here where you can actually share your screen, and then I could pull it up, but I have no idea how to do that.
Oh yeah, there you go. You got it.
But
This guy knows what he's doing.
I do. I'm
Yeah, and
definitely
this
not a
page doesn't
boomer.
finish it.
Yeah, if you there seems to be another character that's sketched in. And
Yeah, it's a beautiful, large-breasted woman. Her top has been cut open with a knife.
Okay, yeah.
So I gotta figure out a way to obscure those nipples. But she's gonna be falling away. She got stabbed in the neck by this lesbian lady here. That's
just debris
next to his hand.
Have debris cover the nipples. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, two small pieces of asphalt will cover.
Yeah. Asphalt pastries.
Asphalt. Asphalt.
Right. How you two ever started working together, I will never understand. I have never met two personalities that were so different. I don't think I've ever heard Rick Piper say a swear word.
I think of it like this. It's more like the 2020 version of the Rock and Sock Connection.
Okay.
And Rick Piper is the rock to my mankind.
He is. Rick Piper. People say that John Dillard will save Comics Kid. I'm pretty sure they mean Rick Piper will, and John Dillard will tag along on his coattails.
She does have organs. Yeah.
They're just in her breast.
He is trying to capitalize off the success of the Canadian Shield. So
that's right.
I'm not gonna let the Canadians. I mean, I gotta hitch my trailer up to a hard working oxen.
Right. How else are you gonna grift?
Hmm.
I mean, with pencils like
I need
these,
it.
I don't know. Maybe you don't. Like I said, with pencils like these, I think you're well on your way, sir.
With pencils like these, who needs enemies?
I definitely don't.
I lost my cigarettes.
Yes, smoking's bad for you. Causes cancer. I definitely didn't just finish a cigarette.
Who said that?
Not me.
This is the first time I'm hearing about that.
What, the cancer thing? Don't worry about it. Well, I'll be dead from Corona Chan in a couple of days.
Oh my god! Did you see that little image? Oh, it was the most hilarious thing I ever saw. It was somebody sent out a picture or a GIF of some rat taking a bath. Washing himself. It was like the rats when they hear about the corona.
Yep.
And it was an actual factual real life rat, actually lathering himself up in the bathtub. It was hilarious. He says, "Add wow emojis as watermarks over her neeps." Oh, I couldn't. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna have a really awesome background. It's gonna be like some tattered brick, because he just came in like a comet. You know what I mean? Like he
Kool-Aid Man style.
Jumped down from the. Yeah. He broke apart side of the building when he's coming in, so the building behind is going to be partly destroyed. Behind the buckler there on the left, there's going to be like a small. I can't actually use Tim Hortons, so it's going to be like Jim Thornton's or something. I don't know.
There you go.
You can go horny. You can call it Horny Tim's.
I could call it Horny Tim's. Have a neon light with the. I don't know, some guy squeezing his own nipples.
The eggplant emoji.
Something like that. Oh, there could be.
I mean, if we're going with the emoji theme on this page, we just put the eggplant emoji right in the neon sign. It'd be great.
Or you go him Tortons.
Yeah, it'll be him Tortons, and in the background there, it's gonna be all every square inch of this page is gonna be just amazing. So
actually, you could probably get away with the name Tim Hortons because that was the name of the hockey player, which is what it's named after.
Oh, is that true? That's embarrassing.
He's the one that started the change here in Hamilton. So
I've got it. You guys know down here in the States where we have what? Dillard, you're from the States. What am I talking about? You know about real
I
food.
am. Yeah.
Rick unfortunately doesn't know about real food. He just knows about poutine. That's all he ever eats.
Yeah.
That's better food than you guys have ever had.
Yeah, French fries with gravy. Nobody in the South ever came up with that.
hey! You missed the cheese curds.
Oh well, yeah, that's because we don't eat those. we just eat cheese. But no, down here we have a restaurant called Hardee's in the South, but on the West Coast it's called Carl Jr.'s. So just cut the baby in half and just call the restaurant Carl Seniors. There never was a Carl Seniors.
I think we just had an epiphany.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, guys.
Yeah, I didn't actually. I've never been to a Hardee's until I started being a truck driver, and that was the first time I ever came across a Hardee's, the Carl's Jr.'s.
Yeah, and
I'm going to be honest.
Go ahead.
Carl's Jr.'s is fantastic.
It is, and sometimes when you go in one, there's a Red's burrito as well.
Oh yeah, we have them over here with this the what do you call it? The green burrito.
Yeah. But it's the same place.
It's fantastic.
Again, yeah, for whatever reason, Hardee's is just like, we have to have different marketing for each coast.
I don't know. They have a where exactly is it from? Is it from out here or out over there?
Well, I don't know where here is for you, but I'm in
California.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. You might actually have to worry about coronavirus. But no, I believe Hardy started in the South and then moved west and became Carl Jr.
Okay, makes sense, I guess.
Because we still have Hardee's here, but I know that there are Carl Jr.'s over there, and somewhere in the middle of the country, it splits.
I think it's right around the New Mexico area, New Mexico, okay. Arizona.
Yeah, I just gotta ask, is Carl Jr. really hardy?
Yes.
Maybe he's a hardy boy. Hardy boy.
He's a thick boy.
That's right. Well, I mean, they do have like the biggest fast food burgers of any restaurant,
and they taste good.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Like you go to a McDonald's, McDonald's is great because it's everywhere. You just grab a quick little burger, or whatever. But if you want an actual, unless you go to a mom and pop burger joint that have those big fat fries and all that, a regular good burger joint.
Yeah,
Carl's Jr. is the second.
Yeah, they used to have an item called the Monster Burger. It was literally a triple cheeseburger with like 8 pieces of bacon on it. We down here we just call it. Yeah, we called it a heart attack the hard way. One of those burgers you kind of like have to cut into quarters and spread across the entire day unless you just wanted to immediately go into a cardiac arrest. It's fantastic.
And they had when they came out with I think it was called the $6 guacamole burger.
Yeah.
And I probably ate that for like 2 weeks straight, burned myself out on it, but it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. They were the first place that I ever had sausage gravy in a breakfast burrito. Man, I'm gaining weight.
Wait a minute, sausage gravy
in a breakfast.
Oh, that sounds good, actually. I never had that.
Yeah, it's a breakfast burrito, and it had like hash browns and bacon and egg and cheese and sausage gravy. And it hurts. It hurts so much to think about because, like I said, just going into a Hardee's or a Carl's Jr., you're going to gain like 45 pounds.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Mm-hmm. But it's also the only other restaurant you can get decent curly fries at if you're not going to an Arby's.
Well, that's the only thing I'd ever eat at Arby's is the curly fries.
I used to eat the beef and cheddar. I used to eat the beef and cheddar when they were like $2, but now they're like $5 a piece. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, when you work somewhere and there's like a restaurant really close to your job, you end up burning yourself out on that restaurant.
Yeah.
Like when you go cross country, like truck driving, the only thing realistically is an Arby's at every truck stop. And I can't stand it anymore.
Oh man,
it grosses you out.
You got to drive on the East Coast more because then it turns into a Denny's at every truck stop.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I love Denny's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love these places that people hate, but people can't hate them all the time. I mean, there's a reason they're really popular.
Right. I mean, there's a reason that
I think people are just trying to be cool.
Well, that's the thing. Like you can't be cool at a Denny's unless you're sobering up at like 4 in the morning.
But that's everybody. Like, if you go to a Denny's, because, I mean, come on. Like, everybody goes to Denny's. You get up in the middle of the night. Oh, let's go eat somewhere. When you don't want fast food, you go to Denny's.
Right.
And you go in there at like 2 in the morning and you see every drunk person in the neighborhood at the Denny's.
Yeah. And suddenly you don't feel so bad about yourself. Because if you wake up in the morning and you want breakfast, you go to IHOP. Because at IHOP, there's always guaranteed to be somebody there that weighs 500 pounds more than you will ever weigh. And you don't have to.
Oh, you notice the tables? The tables at IHOP are spaced so far apart, you can drive a car through the aisles of IHOP.
Yep. You're sitting around looking
that's for the patrons that are a little more full figured,
Like you're sitting around, you're looking at like, man, you could fit like 8 more tables in here if you didn't have to account for. Why am I waiting an hour on a table? Just bring me out a fucking picnic table or something.
Exactly. And plus, for some reason, IHOP is never packed.
No. Well, it's expensive for breakfast. Like you go in there I've gone in there before with me and one other person and spent $40 on breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. At IHOP, it averages about around $15-$16 for the breakfast.
Yeah. And,
plus tip. But
right. Whereas you can go to Denny's for 10. You can go to the Awful Waffle for like 7.
What the hell's the Awful Waffle?
You don't know about Waffle House? Oh, that's right, West Coast.
Oh, yeah, I know what Awful. Yeah,
the Awful Waffle. I mean, nobody wants to be there.
I've never heard it called that.
Well, nobody wants to be there.
Yeah, I can see that. It's pretty janky. I've never been to a nice one. They're all pretty janky.
The only good thing about it's the lots of female escorts go to Denny's. Chad Middleton is just full of so much good information. I love that guy. I wake up in the morning and on the Saturday show, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? And I look at show suggestions, and I'm like, oh, Minnie Mouse got into a fight at Disneyland. Thanks, Chad. You guys want to see that? Did you catch that when it happened?
I didn't.
No.
Can you show it to me?
I can. I can put it up on the stream. The link is in.
Yeah, I'd love
if you look above the show chat, there's a bar called Show Suggestions. It's a text channel. It's the bottom link on that. I'm going to copy it and put it up on stream for everybody, but we can watch it together. Just pull that up and just pause it. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
We begin with this intense.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit play in 3. You ready, Dilly?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1, now.
We begin with this intense viral video recorded on the Las Vegas Strip showing a woman dressed as Minnie Mouse unleashing punches on a security guard. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Snyder.
And I'm Marie Mortera. This happened as hundreds of shocked tourists looked on. News 3's Gabby Hart joins us live from the Strip. And Gabby, you spoke with tourists and characters. How are they all?
Paused at 18 seconds. Look at this bitch. She's just like, I can't even believe y'all got me out here talking about this. Look at this ratchet shit.
Poor right. Gabby Hart.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit play at 18 seconds.
All reacting.
Well, you guys, usually when people think of Mickey and Minnie Mouse, they think of playful Disney characters that make children smile. But in the video recorded here on the Strip, those characters made people's jaws drop.
So is she an actual Disney rep or...
Who? The girl? I don't know.
This lady dressed as Minnie Mouse?
I don't know, but I'm paused at 33 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and hit play.
Because there's a guy they dressed up as Mickey as well, right? And there's another one like Goofy?
Yeah, I think these are people that work there getting into a fight with security, but I don't know. They could just be fans or whatever. I'm not sure. Maybe security, maybe they'll tell us, but I'm going to hit play at 33 seconds in 3, 2.
Oh, you like how they're interviewing this lady and that girls sign just goes by on the side of that car? All
right, hold on. I'm still at 33 seconds. I'm going to hit play right now.
Parents were shocked, and other characters who dress up here on the Strip are saying that behavior like this is bad for business.
Yeah, if you go to 112, this lady's being interviewed, and right behind her, a box truck goes by that has a wrap that just says like live nude girls.
Nice. So apparently these are just like characters that dress up and do autographs and photos on the Strip of Las Vegas. So this isn't Disneyland.
Oh, so they're trashy people. Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, these are the same people that you get to dress up like superheroes and whatnot. So yeah, probably.
It's like these are the same exact people that dress up when wearing nothing at Times Square. You know.
Well, hey, don't dodge what I do on the
costumes
weekend.
Are awful. Oh, so then you know.
I mean, Anyway, 43 seconds and starting again now.
Oh, Mickey, oh my. This now viral video shows a woman dressed up as Minnie Mouse beating down a Strip security guard while her companion, who's dressed as Mickey Mouse, tries to break it up.
Nonsense. No reason.
Some parents were appalled.
If you're going to be out there trying to take pictures with kids and stuff, then you need to have more restraint.
Other parents shrugged it off and said they'll use this as a teaching moment for their children.
Everybody has a bad day.
So I paused it right at 112. Oh man, that's fantastic. At least it is censored, so it's fine for YouTube. No, I have to pause it and interject commentary every now and again to keep from getting pulled down on a copyright strike.
Well, of course you do. No, I mean it's what exactly? How much money do you make taking? Because their whole shtick is like, I'm dressed up as a character, and you're gonna pay me $5 and I'll let you take a picture with me. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess so. But I doubt it's $5 anymore. Like that was 80s prices.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not like their costumes look good. Like, if you look at all the costumes are just something a little bit off about every single costume.
All right. I don't know if this is a specifically Southern thing or not. I'm sure it isn't. But you can fill me in on this. Have you ever been to a gas station at like 4 a.m. and you're just there for like a Snickers bar and a Coke, right? But when you go in, out of nowhere, somebody just like bum rushes you and it's just like, hey man, my car's out of gas, my mama's in the hospital, I'm a Christian, man, I just need like $8. And they just they run with they walk into the store with you. Like, if you tell them like I don't have any cash, and then they're watching you waiting to pull out cash. I feel like these are just those people in costumes.
That's exactly what they are. Yeah. No, and the thing is, like, I live in California. We have like just a deluge of just homeless people that have no shame. They're willing to like follow you around and do all. So you got to be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah. Like, it'll be like, I'll walk up to a liquor store and then they'll walk right behind me and say, hey, my car's out of gas. I got to get to Encino. Yada yada yada. Can you give me? And the thing is, they're brave, dude. They'll ask for like $20.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you any money.
Yeah.
Well, you can't help me out? No, I don't want to. And then they leave you alone.
Yeah. But yeah, down here it's a little more it's a little less common, I guess, because the homeless population isn't anywhere near as concentrated. But it does
they're
happen.
Everywhere. And the thing is, like, all the liquor stores, they have like classical music on speakers aimed down around the perimeter of the building, which kind of keeps the homeless people away.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a calming effect or something. Like they were just trying to.
Oh no! It's really loud, but it's only really loud if you're hanging out right on the sides of the building.
Oh, okay.
If you step away, you can barely hear it.
All right.
But if you're doing the whole supporting the wall, like leaning up against the wall kind of thing, it's super loud.
Okay. I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
There's a lot of people try to come up with really creative ways to deal with the vagrancy around here, but people that have like small businesses, it does like real damage.
Oh yeah,
like there are groups of homeless people. Like if you, I'm sorry, there's a restaurant that had to close down next to where I live called Zacatecas.
Okay,
because it was under new management, and the old management used to give food away to the homeless people.
Right.
At the end of the day, when they had extra whatever, they would just give it out the back door to the homeless people, which was illegal. You know what I mean? But they would do it.
Right.
And the new people came in, took over, and they didn't want to do that. And the freaking homeless people started breaking windows every night. They were breaking windows, and they couldn't keep up appearances, and the place looked like, an S-hole. And they went out of business. It's like they hold the small businesses like hostage.
Yeah. No, and I saw a special the other day about California where the homeless people, like the homeless population, just the damage to the business from like public urination and whatnot, like rotting the doors and shit. And then they would break in through the rotted door and steal. They've decriminalized like minor crimes and whatnot because they just don't have time to deal with it. So there's this guy that runs a grocery store, has run a grocery store for 30 years, and he's like, if nothing changes, I'm going to have to close down because literally my entire day is calling 911 because I'm being stolen from right in front of my face, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you can't do anything about it, and people don't realize like public urination and that shit destroys buildings.
Yeah.
Like people think that it's just pee, just wash it off with a hose. Like no, like if somebody pees on your back stoop and you don't catch it in time, like that stuff starts getting fungus on it. Like you start getting black mold all over the place.
Yeah,
it's gross. And then people, what are you gonna do?
Right, but this is
why don't you help them out? Come on.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Like I have sympathy for the homeless. I do. I know we're being cruel and callous at the moment, but. California has had ample opportunities and has quite literally taken every one of those opportunities to even quell the homeless population, and they just flushed it right down the toilet. You remember tiny houses?
I do, yeah.
Okay, well, you remember when California just came out and said, no, you can't do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? You're literally telling me that I can give $400 to somebody in California and they'll give like 2 homeless people a house. Fuck yeah, I'll send them $400 for that. That'll save somebody $8 400 times.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is, it's all on. Matt Christie's cracking me up. He's quoting a major Payne.
Major Benson Winifred Payne. Yes.
No, but the thing is, those tiny houses, it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to be willing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if you're homeless, the thing is, like, there's always going to be that segment of the homeless population, and the thing is, it's pretty big, that don't want the rules on them, and this is why they're homeless.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean? They don't want because the thing is, if you're in California, you can go and you can get food, you can get housing.
Yeah.
But you have to clean up your act. And that's not, they don't want to do that. They want to be free spirits.
Well, and this kind of loops it all the way back around. When I opened up the show, like I told you can even see in the Discord, my name is not Church of Failure at the moment. It's Church of Coronavirus. I've been following this shit since January the 23rd, I believe. And my main concern, one thing that's always kind of been in the back of my head, especially with more and more cases popping up in California, what's going to happen when this stuff gets in the homeless population? Because these are people that don't have access to the healthcare system as easily as other people do. They walk around with pneumonia and colds and shit all the time, so they won't even realize what's going on until it's too late and they've infected another 100 people. And you've got people sharing needles, you've got unclean living conditions, obviously. I mean, if it hits the homeless population in California, that's just good game, guys. Like, hang it up. There's not going to be any stopping it at that point in this country. It's just going to run its course.
It's true. Yeah, and that's probably what's going to have to happen. And then there'll be some reason why, we couldn't, we couldn't have done anything different. You know what I mean? It's like, you get tired of hearing it after a while.
Chad Middleton.
It's hard to keep good.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Chad Middleton said, "Have you seen needles on the ground, John?" He lives in California. Yes, of course he has.
Yeah.
I live in Arkansas, and I've seen needles on the ground. This man lives anywhere near L.A. He's seen needles on the ground, like waking up in the morning to the mailbox.
I don't think I seen anyone.
I'm sorry, Rick?
I was just going to say, I don't think I seen anyone who was there a couple of years ago. But then again, I wasn't out much. Well, I was, but I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you were too nice being you were just too busy apologizing to people for being Canadian in the U.S.
Yeah.
Handing out bottles of maple syrup. That's the tier I'm gonna back. I'm just waiting for my maple syrup tier.
There was a suggestion early on when I talked about doing a crowdfunding campaign of getting a Canadian Shield shaped maple syrup bottle and having that.
You could just get a maple syrup bottle and put a Canadian Shield label on it, and I would back that. You wouldn't even need to send me a comic. Like, I would love to have the comic, but I would just buy Canadian Shield maple syrup. You know,
I think I'd have to get a lot more.
And then, you know, it should just come with a handwritten apology from you.
Okay, and what's this apology for?
You're Canadian. You'll figure it out.
I know we say sorry for everything, but, you know, usually we've done something.
Nah, just put "I'm sorry" on a piece of paper and ship it with the maple syrup, man. Come on. You want the $20 or not?
No, just write on a small piece of paper. Pardon?
Me scusi.
Yeah, but see, that'd be the $50. That'd be at least a $50.
Oh man, it better be some damn.
You're already pricing yourself out of sales, Rick. What are you doing?
Hey, if it's good maple syrup, we can talk. They get the shit right out of the tree.
If it's
up
good
there.
maple syrup, I'll pay upwards of $7.
Oh man, you've never been in the hipster store then?
No, I stay away from those places. I buy my maple syrup one leg at a time, like a real man.
I remember once I paid like $35 for like 8 ounces of honey. I don't even remember why. I guess the girl was hot. I don't know.
I did that too. It was on one of my trips to New Mexico, and it was alien. Alien honey and alien beef jerky.
Oh man, what did the jerky taste like?
I'll pay $21. I'll pay $21 for some alien honey, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just chicken jerky. I think it was what it was.
Yeah, one thing you don't get enough of is deer jerky. I mean, you get it every deer season down here, but that's some good shit.
Deer is awful. What are you talking about? Deer jerky?
Venison is great.
Look, you don't come at a southerner with you've not had fucking sausage gravy on a breakfast wrap yet. I don't want to hear about your opinion on deer meat. Okay, you obviously are not a connoisseur.
I'm usually pretty lenient about the garbage that I put in my body, but I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Draw it at bats. You know, don't eat the bat soup. Eat the deer jerky. See, it's easy.
Well, then you're making me make impossible choices.
We just want to drive you batty.
Oh man, but no.
It's a tradition. What? Now I got to skip the bat? Gee.
Well, I mean, they are trying to make us believe that that's where all this crap came from. I'm pretty sure it came out of. Go ahead.
They're rodents with wings. That's with wings.
Well, you know, you guys aren't completely innocent in this either, Rick. There have been reports that this whole virus epidemic started in a biolab in Canada and was stolen by Chinese spies.
I can believe that.
If your security is anything like this security they have at the Las Vegas Strip here,
should we finish that video up? I think I'm still paused at 112.
Easily overpowered by a strong black independent woman.
Yeah. Look.
Hey, it is Justin Trudeau in charge of our army or whatever. You know.
All right, let's.
Are we watching the video again?
Yeah, let me pull that back up and finish it up. I'm paused at 112, so I'll play it now.
I'm just surprised at how easily this security person got her ass whooped.
Well, most hired security don't really have any marketable skills other than looking intimidating. That doesn't mean they actually are.
And she didn't look that intimidating.
I want to know why the fight started.
All right, I'm ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and hit play at 112 right now. Maybe they'll explain why it started.
Hey, and sometimes your emotions get the best of you.
Witnesses tell News 3 the fight started after the security guard asked the woman dressed as Minnie Mouse to move from in front of a food court. They say as Minnie was moving, the guard allegedly called her a bad name. As far as we know, the security guard in this video was not seriously injured, but the pair dressed as Mickey and Minnie Mouse caused quite the stir. And those most impacted by this footage,
It makes all of us as a group like look bad.
are the other people who get dressed up to entertain tourists on a daily basis. Like this guy.
Is that you?
No, that is me.
That is you.
No.
Look at the Spider-Man. Look at the Spider-Man.
But you see that security guard walking? Like her stomach was so big that she had to have her jacket open.
Oh man.
Her arms were behind like those big deposits of fat that grow right underneath your armpit.
Yeah.
Like her arms were like they were resting behind those.
Nice.
As she was walking forward.
Look, whatever Lizzo does on the weekend to make ends meet, I don't. I'm not concerned about it. Okay.
You're a terrible person.
What? I can't make Lizzo jokes like everybody else? Come on. She turned over a golf cart, for God's sake.
I wish golf carts were more affordable.
Oh, man, you can rent them here. You just rent them and ride them around for no reason.
No reason, so I can look awesome.
I'm wearing some sunglasses, got my Ray-Bans on, got my golf cart going. Get an old school Benzie box to hold up to your shoulder.
No, I got Separate Ways by Journey playing on my phone.
Nah, man,
phone sitting in the cup holder.
Gotta have the old school Benzie box, like the old school boom box.
Those are expensive these days.
Yeah, but you can get them where it's just like a Bluetooth speaker you hook your phone into, and it just looks like the Benzie box.
Oh, that's lame.
Oh man, no. I mean, you gotta do something. You gotta do something to bring back the aesthetic.
Yeah, I actually had a boom box that actually had it still worked. Like both tape decks worked and everything.
Yeah.
And I got my homeboy who was a no good scumbag graffiti artist to graffiti the front of the boom box and make it look ghetto.
Yeah.
And I was actually able to sell that for like $200.
Nice. But if you don't have one of those, like, how are you going to show up at Rick Piper's house saying, I will remember you when the campaign is over?
Ew, why would I do that? Ew.
Look, man, I'm just trying to figure out my headcanon for the book that I'm going to write about this show one day. Just this 2-hour segment, I'm going to write an entire expose piece on it. I'm going to expose both of you.
This is an era.
But no, let's look at the Spider-Man on screen before we hit play again. What is going on here? What the hell where do you get these costumes?
Oh, you can order them.
No, but this bad. Look, I ordered my kids Halloween. I ordered my kids' Halloween costumes from China. Okay, I ordered them like 2 months early. I ordered them. They were like $15 a piece, and they looked better than this bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These costumes they're all slightly off. Like if you look at the Mickey Mouse's head, yeah, I think like legally he can't look like the Mickey Mouse that walks around in Disneyland with the round head. Something has to look weird on it.
Yeah.
Either that or the costume is just bad.
I'm going with just a bad costume, like it's a knockoff Mickey Mouse costume.
Golly,
it's
like,
Mike
my
Mouse.
wife was like, "Oh, I really want this costume." The thing is, the aftermarket for these official Disney Halloween costumes is pretty big.
Yeah,
she wanted this old costume that came out back when the Beauty and the Beast first came out, and it was a costume of Mrs. Potts, where it's a big old humongous fat. You wear a big fat teapot costume.
Yeah.
But you can't find it aftermarket, and we found one on Craigslist. The guy was selling it for $400.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, and even this thing, yeah, because the eyes on the costume, the whites, the velvet, the satin that is over the eyes was peeling off.
Oh,
so it had lost value. So we had to bring it home and like, what do you call it? Refurbish, renovate? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I had to go through it. I had to go and buy a kit to attach satin to fabric to get this thing looking right.
I had a friend once, and this is completely off topic, but you ever see Donnie Darko?
I have never seen Donnie Darko.
Okay, get the hell out of my chat. You can't be here anymore.
I'm sorry.
Dillard, you're officially banned. You're the first ban from the Gospel of Comics. Come back when you've actually got some culture, my friend. But
But Chad Milton says that John Dillard is a man of culture.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Where's that particular? It's not on the sidebar that I'm looking at. So let me delete that comment real quick. Chad Middleton, I normally agree with everything you say, but I don't know. I don't see that one. You're a man of culture. Have you seen needles on the ground? All right,
but drug culture is a culture.
We got 57 seconds left. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out.
So this is not the Mickey Mouse you saw in the midst of that beatdown, but a lot of people have been confusing him as such.
Look at these shoes. Look at these shoes.
These performers say they're out here to make people laugh and to make a living.
God, there's two fat
videos
Spider-Man.
like this can make it difficult.
We should avoid problems because everybody has the need to work in different costumes.
Then when people see that, it's hard for us to, create our own business.
What the hell?
Yeah, now we reached out to Metro Police to see if they're investigating this incident, but so far we haven't heard back. Now, we do know that the sidewalks here on the Strip belong to Clark County. They are public sidewalks. We reached out to Clark County. They tell us that they expect everyone to behave appropriately when here on the Strip and that there are no separate rules or regulations.
And they're sitting there talking about how this hurts business and how this is the lifestyle that they've chosen. Yet, this Spider-Man's like, 210 pounds.
Man, it hurts the realism of it, okay? When you have two Spider-Men walking around, you expect them to act like Spider-Man, right? I mean, they should be sticking to the side of a wall. That hurts business when they don't do it.
Yeah, my buddy, Skyler, used to do that. He used to show up at birthday parties as Spider-Man, except my buddy Skyler, he's 6'2", and he weighs about 110 pounds.
So he looks like Spider-Man.
So, I mean... Right, like he'll show up to the party. He'll show up. He'll say hi to the whatever. Then he'll go and get permission to get on the roof and jump from the roof into the party. You know what I mean?
Right.
Make a big show of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is not a lifestyle you've chosen. Like you're not actually like committing to the bit if you're out there eating cheeseburgers on your break time as Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Well, maybe you are if you're pretending to be Spider-Man.
I mean, cheeseburgers are kind of a big deal with Spider-Man. Miles Morales carried a cheeseburger around with him for I think 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he got that good. He got that good metabolism.
In fact, it was a cheeseburger that brought Miles Morales into the mainstream Marvel universe during Secret Wars 2015. I'm not kidding. He had a cheeseburger in his pocket and he gave it to Molecule Man. And after the end of Secret Wars 2015, when spoiler alert, when Molecule Man remade the multiverse from Battleworld, he put Miles Morales in the mainstream Marvel universe because the Ultimate Universe was gone.
It's a sad thing.
Yeah.
You would think if he was remaking the the multiverse, he could remake that, universe as well.
Yeah, but the Ultimate Universe had pretty much gone to pot by the time that Secret Wars 2015 happened. The Ultimate Universe was just... I mean, the Blob had eaten the Wasp head. Captain America was literally a fascist. I mean, nothing good came out of the Ultimate Universe except maybe Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, I'm just saying, he can create every other one, but he can't create that one, recreate that one.
He just knew better.
Yeah.
It was just like, if you had the opportunity to remake the world and just start replacing continents, I mean, there's a couple that everybody would leave out. I mean, who the fuck goes to Greenland? Just get rid of that. That's some landmass you could put somewhere.
I'll tell you who goes to Greenland. NASA.
President Trump, he does want to buy it, right?
He wants to buy it, yeah. Just for a golf
how
course.
How else is NASA going to show us fake pictures of Mars if we don't have Greenland?
Look, I just think that's where the Space Force should be centered. Okay. Yeah, I wanna go to a paradise before the Wuhan flu takes over everyone. I want to be on a space paradise and make sure that nobody's coughing. But
there's no places. All the Chinese people in California walk around with masks on their face anyway. Like this is something that's old hat to them.
Well, yeah, SARS. I mean, SARS was back in 2003, and this is the same basic virus as SARS. It's just different because there are HIV markers in it. For God's sake.
Is it the end of the world? I don't know. I'm not the one to say.
I am.
But it's probably the end of the world.
Yes, I am the one to say, and yes, it is. Anybody with questioning it, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is it the end? I mean, you would probably not even know it unless the Gospel of Comics was here to tell you.
That's right.
Because
yeah, Mr.
But it probably is the end of the world.
Mr. Anti-Bully on Twitter told me. I'm telling you guys. It's just a pecking order,
Yeah, I'm not high up on the importance list when it comes to getting information.
You should be.
I'm the last one to hear about these things.
You should be. You're in California. You know that meme with Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons where he's on the bus and it just says, "I'm in danger"? That's how you should feel right now. Being in California with 3 confirmed cases of this shit. You should just be rocking back and forth in your chair smoking a cigarette going, "I'm in danger." Smoking. You've cut a hole into a breathing mask so you can smoke cigarettes through it. Completely defeating the purpose of the mask.
Hey, I gotta do what I gotta do,
Form and
function, I gotta live my best life.
That's right, form and function,
I mean, is life really worth living if I can't do what I love?
No, not at all. But
exactly.
With that, gentlemen, we're slightly over budget, but I definitely appreciate both of you coming on. I'm gonna have to fire my co-host. He was gonna sneak in here later on in the show, but apparently he had one too many good bourbons at the bar, and is probably still there trying to pick up some morally ambiguous lady. But
I don't miss those days.
Me either. Not at all. All the arguments you get into with
you say, okay, after I got all my bills paid and my car note paid and I got groceries in my fridge, how much money do I have to spend to go and see if I can get some morally ambiguous lady to just give me a little bit of attention? God damn it, I hate this. What a life to live.
I have $8.43. Let's see if I can make this work.
It's enough for a shot and a beer. That'll get me going.
You're paying for the beer and rolled coins.
Hopefully when I show up, whoever she is ain't thirsty.
Now, what you do is you wait till some rich guy who has no idea what he's doing gets her good and drunk, and then you swoop in, being cool and poor. That's what you have to do.
You got that edge, you know. You got that raw, you know, undomesticated masculinity.
The best opening line I've ever heard. Hey, baby, you want to come back to my place? I can't afford cab fare for you.
My buddy Jeff will give you a ride home in the morning.
Oh man, no, that sounds like it's slowly but surely turning into a crime. I want no part of that. Oh god. Oh no, Chad. Think that. Yeah, you got one of those. Oh right, that's Ayrton. Ayrton has picked up one of those Asian. Some word I'm not going to say on YouTube, streetwalkers, and now it's coronavirus.
An Asian ladyboy?
Yeah, something of that nature, yes. Yes, ma'am. Anyway.
Get it right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
She might whoop your ass.
Everybody, go check out the Canadian Shield on Indiegogo. Go back it for $300 and then give an extra $50 to the campaign so you can have this beautiful splash page by John Dillard once it's completed. In fact, if you don't do it, I might, so that I can harass him about getting my page. I'll get this gorgeous piece. I'll get this gorgeous piece of artwork in, and then I'll do a 10-minute video where I just coat the entire page in maple syrup. And then frame it while it's still sticky, because this is how you get ants, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
I can't wait.
Thanks, Rick, man. Thanks, John.
But thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, always.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I was late to the party, but I had to get somewhere.
Well, as your employee, I can't yell at you for it. So.
Nice.
You don't remember the joke? You for some reason the first thing you typed when I invited you on was employee ? Sorry, I can't. I have work. Then you come in and give the game. You come in and give the game away. Like,
you're talking about stuff that I said when I was half awake.
I have to work. I've done that though. I completely understand. Canadian Shield syrup. Chad Middleton is now with me. That's 2 backers for some Canadian Shield syrup. So maybe think about it.
In the future.
Anyway,
sure.
issue 2, guys. Issue 2 will come with the small complimentary bottle of Maple Shield syrup. Hey, there's the brand name right there, Maple Shield. Anyway,
sounds like a deodorant.
I figured Canadians use maple syrup for deodorant anyway, so. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you again. Indiegogo, Canadian Shield, Buckler Ashcan also available on that campaign. Check it out. Back it at $300, because if you don't, I'm probably going to, just for this splash page. But yeah, everyone, have a great evening. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time, if Ayrton ever turns back up alive.
Bye.
Later. Bye-bye.